What's up guys? So I'll go ahead and have all the ingredients in the description box, but for our bread, gonna go ahead and add our yeast and our sugar in some warm water, allow that to bloom, and then in a separate large bowl, gonna go ahead and whisk up our salt and our flour. Gonna add our bloomed yeast water to our flour mixture here, gonna give it a nice mix with my wooden spoon, and then just gonna go ahead and shape that into a ball. It doesn't need to be smooth because as you can see, it's really sticky, so just do your best to shape it into a ball, and then cover it up with some plastic wrap or a nice damp towel, and allow it to double in size in a warm environment, 1 to 1.5 hours depending on how hot your environment is. And as you can see, I'm just gonna go ahead and prep up some vegetables. So I just diced up a large onion, dicing up some celery, also gonna go ahead and mince up some garlic. Also gonna go ahead and peel up and then dice up some potatoes here. I'm using the Yukon Gold potatoes, but you can use russet potatoes or whatever potatoes you prefer. These are gonna be for our delicious clam chowder. So after I dice up all these potatoes, gonna go ahead and place them in some cold water until we need them for later. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and work on our homemade fettuccine pasta. So I'm going to go ahead and add our semolina flour on our clean countertop here. Going to add some salt and mix it up with my fingers. After mixing our semolina flour with our salt, going to go ahead and make a well in the center with my hand. Going to crack 2 large eggs in the well. Going to go ahead and give it a nice mix with my fork, adding some water and some olive oil as well. Going to go ahead and knead it on the countertop with my hands for about 10 minutes until there are no more cracks and it's nice and smooth. Then just going to go ahead and divide it into 2 dough portions, and then we're just going to go ahead and tightly wrap it with our plastic wrap and allow it to rest for about 30 minutes. Okay, so after our bread has doubled in size, I'm going to add a large piece of parchment paper to the countertop and lightly flour it, and then you can use either a large wooden spoon or I like to use my rice scooper. Going to go ahead and carefully add our dough to our floured surface here, making sure we don't deflate it too much. But after we add our dough to our floured parchment paper, we're going to go ahead and fold our dough onto itself by taking the outer edges and folding them into the middle until a sturdier ball is formed. Then we're just going to go ahead and lightly spray our dough with non-stick cooking spray. Then I'm just going to go ahead and place our dough into a cast iron skillet with our parchment paper. I'm going to let the dough rest in our cast iron skillet and then lightly cover it with some aluminum foil after spraying it with our cooking spray, and we're just going to let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. You can go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. After your dough has rested for about 45 minutes, you can go ahead and score your dough with a nice sharp knife if you want, and then you're going to go ahead and cover it with aluminum foil, wrap it up tightly, and then we're just going to bake it for 40 minutes, once again on 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, after baking for 40 minutes, gonna go ahead and remove it from the oven and then remove our aluminum foil as well. Using a pastry brush, gonna go ahead and distribute melted butter all over the top. This will help to achieve a nice golden brown color. Then we're gonna go ahead and return it to the oven uncovered, and we're gonna bake it for 10 to 12 minutes or until it's golden brown on the top. Okay, after 30 minutes of my pasta dough resting, gonna go ahead and shape it into some oval shapes, cutting out to different portions. Then I'm just gonna run it through my pasta maker here, flatten it out until it's nice and smooth. Then I'm also gonna go ahead and run it through my fettuccine shaper here as well. I'm gonna repeat the process until all the pasta dough is shaped into fettuccine strands here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and coat all of our pasta with some flour so it doesn't stick together. And of course this is super simple, just add a large pot of boiling water to the stove here, gonna add some salt as well to taste, and just gonna go ahead and boil our pasta for about 2 to 3 minutes in batches until everything is cooked. so gonna go ahead and add a really large pot to the stove top on a really high heat. Then gonna add our butter and allow that to melt. Once that's melted, gonna go ahead and add our diced celery and onion and allow that to cook for about 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally until it's nice and tender. After about 7 minutes of cooking our onion and our celery, gonna go ahead and add our garlic, add a few teaspoons of hot sauce, Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a nice mix. After mixing that up nicely for about a minute, gonna go ahead and add our flour, give that a nice mix until that raw flour smell is gone, so about a minute to a minute and a half. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add our chicken broth here, slowly adding it while mixing, as you can see. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add our half and half, slowly mixing that in, as well as our chicken bouillon, our bay leaf, and then we're gonna go ahead and stir in our clam juice, and we're gonna reserve the clam meat for later, but go ahead and stir in the clam juice, and we're gonna let that come to a nice boil. Then we're gonna go ahead and lower it to a simmer and allow it to simmer with our lid loosely on it for about 20 minutes, occasionally stirring it as well so things don't stick to the bottom. Okay, so after 20 minutes, gonna go ahead and add our potatoes and allow that to simmer in our soup for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's nice and tender. And I went ahead and trapped the heat by covering it completely with our lid. After about 25 minutes, the potatoes are fully cooked. Then you can go ahead and stir in your clam meat, and then you can go ahead and turn off the heat there. Okay, so for the roasted broccoli, you're just gonna need a large baking sheet. Go ahead and add your washed and chopped broccoli here. Gonna go ahead and add it to our baking sheet, drizzle some extra virgin olive oil, some sea salt, some pepper, and then some garlic. Then you're just gonna give that a nice toss with your hands, and we're just gonna bake it for 20 to 25 minutes, allowing it to roast, making sure to not overcook it so that way it's still firm and has a nice pop to it. Then we're just going to simply remove it from the oven and zest a lemon all over our broccoli, as well as squeeze half of a lemon all over the broccoli. So for the pasta, I'm just going to be making a very simple veggie fettuccine olive oil mix here. So I'm just going to add some mushrooms to a large skillet on a medium-high heat with some olive oil, allowing that to saute for a few minutes until it gets nice and soft. Add a few cherry tomatoes, some spinach, some garlic, some salt, and some red pepper flakes and oregano. Gonna go ahead and add our cooked pasta, add some more extra virgin olive oil, turn off the heat, give it a nice mix, and enjoy. Okay, so bread is still super hot, so I'm gonna give that a few minutes before I slice into it. But as you guys can see, I just have my homemade clam chowder here and some fettuccine noodles. Yeah, I just made a very simple olive oil with garlic and red chili peppers, or crushed red chili peppers, and then some mushrooms, and then of course the roasted broccoli with a drizzle of lemon on the top. So gonna go ahead and dig into this soup first before it gets super cold. But yeah, here's our clam chowder. Give it a nice mix. Oh yeah, still steamy. I was like, is it super cold? But I still see some steam, so blow on it a little bit. Get in the camera fully. Clam chowder. Oh wow, that is delicious. Wow, first time making clam chowder. That is so good. Definitely a new favorite. The clams are super tender, not chewy at all, and got those potato chunks. So good. Yum. Dig into this pasta here. And broccoli. Little broccoli. Still nice and firm. Some nice fettuccine here. Made my noodles a little bit thicker today. Yeah, made my noodles a little bit thicker today because last time I've made pasta, or the last few times I made pasta, they were like super thin. Or still delicious, but super thin. So I wanted to make it a little bit thicker. So, I don't know if you could see, but kind of thick strands of fettuccine here. Go ahead and give it a try. Thick. Thick noodle. I love the flavor of homemade noodles. That's why I don't like too much sauce when I make homemade noodles, because the flavor is just so delicious. That flour. With those mushrooms, spinach. So good. I had a few cherry tomatoes, so just drop those in there as well. In the skillet. Popped them open too, so they're nice and juicy. I love cherry tomatoes. Look at that mushroom. Cut into the bread here, carefully. Yeah, I wanted it to be super crispy, so left it in the oven a little bit longer than I should have, but it is crispy. Is the bread, very simple, no knead bread here. Crispy bread for our soup. But I gotta be careful because I burned my fingers. I accidentally touched it. I touched the cast iron. Not a good idea. Oof. Hot. Very hot. But I want to dip in the soup, so just be very careful here. With the, I don't know if you could see that steam. You see the steam? Oh yeah, it's the bread. Just dip it in there. Oof. So good. Clam chowder. For such a simple bread, it's so fluffy on the inside. So good with that chowder. Wow. It's perfect. Fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fresh bread. A delicious soup. So delicious, wow. To drink, I just have this delicious Mela, it's called Mela watermelon water. Isn't it so cute, the packaging? Go ahead and shake it. Oof. Oof. It smells so good, oh my word. Put in my cup here. Cheers. So watermelon is my favorite flavor of all time. The next is strawberry, but I love watermelon. And this is the first time I'm trying this. I actually bought 3 of their cans. Some of them are flavored, and this one is flavored watermelon water with passion fruit, and it's so good. It's a really strong watermelon flavor, and I can taste the passion fruit a little bit, but that watermelon really comes through. It's so good. Oh my word. Definitely one of my new favorite drinks. Gonna buy this again. Yeah, there's electrolytes, antioxidants. It's only 160 calories per can. Excellent source of vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, vitamin C. Anyway, it is so delicious and strong watermelon flavor with a little bit of passion fruit. Yeah, so good. And I love the can, love the packaging, it's so cute. So yeah, highly recommend this. Wow, it has like a little fizz on the top. So good. So good. Finish some of this pasta. Making a mess, but delicious. especially those mushrooms. Camera's gonna overheat soon. My camera overheated, but I'll take a few more bites with you and then I'll finish my meal off camera because, yeah, only has a little bit of more time before it overheats again, so yeah. Take a few more bites. Get some soup first. I love those potato chunks. Last bite.
Not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me. I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's
Anyways, guys, this was so delicious. Thank you for watching. Bye.
plays on mine, don't waste my time with romance. And she's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money. She just cares for me, she's all I need, she's my gal. She speaks too loud and laughs too hard, and she drinks too much. Her manners and her language makes her grown man. Sweat and blush, my honeybee, ain't nothing she would not do for me. She never plays it coy, my bundle of joy. She's the one I've been dreaming of. I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy,